Bears are some of the most fascinating creatures on the planet, with their strength and majesty captivating people all over the world. These incredible animals inhabit 4 continents: North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. Although they are not native to Australia or Antarctica, from the immense polar bears that roam the icy stretches of the Arctic to the small yet equally intriguing sun bears of Southeast Asia, each species of bear brings with it a unique presence in the animal kingdom. On this exploration, we'll take a closer look at all the bear species and explore the different habitats they call home. We'll also discover the impressive subspecies, each with its own distinctive coloring, such as the striking Tibetan blue bear or the rare all-white spirit bear. Let's go on a voyage of discovery with some of the world's most iconic animals. While pandas may seem like a bear outlier, taxonomically, they are the most distant relatives among bear species. Their unmistakable appearance, with round faces and a coat of black and white fur, is a sight many can easily recognize. These bears are stocky and can weigh up to 300 pounds, but its diet relies almost exclusively on bamboo, a plant that provides little nutritional value but is abundant in its forested habitat. Pandas are known to spend nearly 16 hours a day eating, often sitting upright while they do so. Their historical range spanned much of Central and Southeast Asia, including areas like Myanmar and northern Vietnam. However, today they are only found in small, isolated patches of mountainous bamboo forests in central China. Pandas are solitary animals, carefully marking out a small home range of roughly 6 square kilometers by rubbing their scent glands on trees. Despite being listed as vulnerable, China's dedication to panda conservation is evident, with efforts like the creation of bamboo corridors that allow these creatures to move freely between different mountain ranges. Another fascinating subspecies, the chinling panda, wasn't officially recognized until 2005. These rare creatures, distinguished by their brown coat, live in the Chinling mountain range and are thought to number anywhere from 100 to 300 individuals in the wild. Despite their unique coloring, they share similar behaviors with their more commonly known panda relatives. Moving on to the spectacled bear, its name comes from the distinctive black markings around its eyes, which are surrounded by white fur. However, not all individuals show this pattern clearly. These bears are unique to South America and are the only bear species native to the continent, often found in the Andean mountain ranges. They thrive in cloud forests, which are tropical forests located at high elevations that remain shrouded in mist for most of the year. Weighing up to 440 pounds, spectacled bears are medium-sized, but what they lack in size, they make up for with their climbing abilities. These bears are often spotted lounging high up in trees. Unlike many other bear species, they do not hibernate thanks to the abundant food supply in their environment. A fun fact, the famous children's character Paddington Bear was inspired by this species, having arrived in London from darkest Peru after being sent by his Aunt Lucy. Additionally, it's worth mentioning that the spectacled bear, scientifically known as Tremarctos ornatus, is currently the last remaining species of the short-faced bear lineage, which once included much larger carnivorous bears. Next on the list is the sloth bear, a species known for its keen sense of smell that helps them locate termites and ants, their primary food source. Despite their name, sloth bears are actually one of the fastest-moving bear species. The name sloth bear was given due to their large claws, which resemble those of a sloth, not because they move slowly, Their long snouts are specially adapted to suck up insects with a loud slurping noise that can be heard up to 200 meters away. They are native to the tropical forests and grasslands of southern Asia, with the majority of their population concentrated in India. Sloth bears have a distinct shaggy coat and often display a white V-shaped marking on their chest, though this can be absent in some populations, such as those found in Sri Lanka. Sloth bears mate in early spring, with females giving birth in the winter after a gestation period of roughly 210 days. Their cubs ride on their mothers' backs until they are strong enough to fend for themselves, becoming fully independent by the time they reach 2 to 3 years of age. Sadly, like pandas and spectacled bears, sloth bears are considered vulnerable due to habitat loss and other environmental pressures. Then we come to the smallest of all the bear species, the sun bear. Despite their diminutive size, with adults weighing no more than 140 pounds and standing just 70 centimeters tall at the shoulder, they are formidable climbers and spend much of their time in trees. Their long tongues allow them to easily consume termites, bees, and earthworms, which are staples of their diet. Sun bears are found throughout much of South and Southeast Asia, ranging as far north as India and as far south as the islands of Borneo and Sumatra. They primarily inhabit tropical forest biomes, where food is plentiful year-round, which means they, like some other bear species, do not hibernate. Sun bears are considered the rarest of all bear species, with some studies estimating that fewer than 1,000 remain in the wild. These small, unique bears are found primarily in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia. Their distinctive features include a short, sleek coat and a characteristic yellow or white patch on their chests, which can resemble a sun. This feature has given them their name. Sun bears are primarily nocturnal and spend much of their time in trees, using their sharp claws to climb effortlessly. Unfortunately, habitat loss and poaching have led to their declining numbers, making conservation efforts crucial for their survival. The Asiatic black bear is the first bear in the Ursus genus that we'll discuss, which includes all the remaining species on this list. They resemble the American black bear, which we'll get to shortly, but have longer hair around their necks. Like the sloth bear, they also have a distinctive white, moon-shaped mark on their chest. This marking has earned them the nickname moon bear or white-chested bear. Asiatic black bears have an extensive range, stretching as far west as Iran, spanning across the majestic Himalayas and into the diverse landscapes of East and Southeast Asia. These bears can be found as far north as Siberia and as far south as southern Thailand. Known for their impressive climbing abilities, they often retreat to the trees, where they find safety, rest, and access to food, safe from predators like leopards, tigers, brown bears, and packs of wolves. For those residing in the northern regions, winter brings a period of hibernation or dormancy in dens, where their metabolic rate drops significantly, allowing them to survive on their fat reserves until the warmer months return. The Asiatic black bear also migrated to North America through a land bridge during the last ice age, evolving into the American black bear, just as the Eurasian brown bear later became the North American grizzly bear. Now, moving on to the American black bear, the first species on our list with a conservation status of least concern. In terms of size, these bears are ranked third, trailing only behind the colossal brown and polar bears, with the largest specimens weighing up to around 600 pounds. Their range is vast, stretching from the northern reaches of Alaska and Newfoundland to the southern territories of Mexico and Florida. One of the most intriguing aspects of American black bears is the variation in their coat color, which differs depending on their geographic location. In the eastern regions, black bears are true to their name, sporting entirely black fur. However, the further west you travel, the more surprising the sightings become, with some regions reporting that over 90% of the black bear population has brown or blonde coats. In Alaska, a rare and particularly striking subspecies of black bear, known as the glacier bear, can be found. These bears possess a stunning silver-blue coat, making them one of the most unique animals in the wild. Despite their intimidating size, black bears are omnivorous, with a diet that includes vast amounts of fruits, nuts, and occasional prey, like moose calves and deer fawns. A fun fact about bears, particularly relevant to the American black bear, is that although they spend the winter in dens, they are not true hibernators, as their body temperature does not significantly drop during this period. Nonetheless, they do lose a significant portion of their body weight during dormancy, emerging in the spring with a weight loss of 15 to 30%. One of the most fascinating subspecies of the American black bear is the cinnamon bear. Due to their light cinnamon-colored fur, these bears are often mistaken for grizzly bears. Interestingly, some researchers believe that this color is no accident and is, in fact, the result of natural selection, allowing them to resemble the much larger and more aggressive grizzly bears, possibly as a form of defense against predators like wolves. It is also thought that black bears with brown fur in the eastern regions of their range use this color as camouflage, hiding from grizzly bears that are not native to those areas. Another notable black bear subspecies is the Kermode bear, also known as the spirit bear. Found in the coastal forests of British Columbia, Canada, the spirit bear is highly revered by the indigenous peoples of the region. Despite their light-colored fur, these bears are not albino. Their white coat is the result of a genetic mutation that prevents the production of melanin. However, not all Kermode bears are white. Some exhibit the typical black coloration of black bears. It is estimated that the population of spirit bears is between 100 and 500 individuals, making up approximately 10 to 20% of the overall Kermode bear population in certain regions. The population of American black bears overall is stable, thanks in part to conservation efforts and hunting regulations, allowing them to thrive in various habitats, including forests, swamps, and mountainous regions. We have the brown bear, known as the grizzly bear in North America. This bear is the second largest, only behind the polar bear, with the largest brown bears weighing up to 1,500 pounds, particularly those found on Kodiak Island in Alaska, which represents the heaviest of the species. The brown bear's range is extensive, covering much of the northern hemisphere. They can be found in small populations throughout Europe, the Middle East, the Himalayas, and Russia, extending into North America, particularly Alaska, Canada, and the northern United States. Currently, there are 22 recognized subspecies of brown bears, each exhibiting unique characteristics and adaptations. One of the most notable features of the brown bear is the prominent hump of muscle on their shoulders, which signifies their immense strength compared to other bear species. The breeding season for brown bears typically begins around May or June, with females giving birth during the winter months, often while they are still in hibernation. When spring arrives, these females emerge from their dens with their cubs, usually numbering 2 to 3. Among the remarkable subspecies of brown bears is the Kamchatka brown bear, native to the volcanic Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia's Far East. These bears tend to have a darker brown coat and rank among the largest brown bears in the world, thanks to the isolation of their habitat. The Kamchatka Peninsula is known for having one of the densest populations of brown bears globally, with their range varying significantly depending on food availability. Some individuals can roam over 1,100 square kilometers in search of sustenance. The region's abundant salmon populations provide the Kamchatka brown bears with a reliable source of protein, significantly contributing to their impressive size. However, salmon poaching by humans poses a serious threat to this essential food source, although, for now, these bears continue to thrive in this remote and rugged part of the world. Kodiak bear, a subspecies of the brown bear, is found in the Kodiak archipelago and is recognized as the largest subspecies of brown bear, isolated for approximately 10,000 years, giving them a significant advantage in food access. Another notable subspecies is the Himalayan brown bear, often referred to as the Himalayan red bear, which is currently classified as endangered. These bears are distinguished by their lighter fur and longer pelage, adaptations that help them thrive in their cold habitats. As their name suggests, these bears inhabit regions around the Himalayan mountain range in Central Asia, navigating the snowy terrain in search of sustenance. Like most bear species, Himalayan brown bears are omnivorous, consuming a diverse diet that includes grasses, roots, and various plant life, along with mammals such as goats and sheep, particularly as they prepare for hibernation in October. While the general population of brown bears is not endangered, the Himalayan brown bear is at significant risk and is protected in multiple countries within its habitat. The Syrian brown bear is another lighter-hued subspecies, easily recognized by its distinctive white claws, a feature unique to this bear type. Weighing up to approximately 550 pounds, it ranks as the smallest of the brown bear subspecies, measuring about one-third the size of their larger relatives from Alaska and Kamchatka. Historically found in Syria, this subspecies is now extinct in its namesake region, but has become more prevalent in other areas of the Middle East and the Caucasus. Notably, a Syrian brown bear once served in the Polish army during World War II. The troops acquired the bear as a cub from a boy, keeping it as a pet to boost morale. As the bear grew, it demonstrated intelligence and helpfulness, being trained to carry ammunition boxes and even capturing an intruder who sneaked into the camp. In central Italy, in the Apennine mountain range, a smaller subspecies known as the Marsican brown bear resides. The hybridization of polar bears and brown bears has become more common, leading to concerns about genetic integrity. Another incredibly rare subspecies is the Tibetan blue bear, with sightings in the wild being extremely infrequent. This bear showcases a unique color palette that is primarily black and white, but the guard hairs lend a grayish-blue hue, particularly visible on its muzzle. Found on the Tibetan Plateau at the foothills of the Himalayas, which is the world's highest mountain range, the Tibetan blue bear is among the least understood of bear species. While little is known about their specific behaviors, it is believed they can live between 20 and 30 years in the wild and hunt various mammals, both large and small. Moving on to the polar bear, this species holds the title of the largest bear species globally, often exceeding the size of the largest Kodiak bears, which also weigh over 1,500 pounds. In fact, while polar bears can weigh up to 2,200 pounds, the heaviest Kodiak bear ever recorded reached a weight of 2,500 pounds. The impressive size of polar bears is primarily due to their diet, which predominantly consists of seals, in contrast to other bears that consume a mix of plant and animal matter. Polar bears are found exclusively in Arctic regions, which encompass parts of Alaska, Canada, Northern Europe, and Russia. Commonly known as the white bear, sea bear, or ice bear, their scientific name, Ursus maritimus, translates to "of the sea," highlighting their strong association with the sea ice, where they spend most of their lives. Initially, it was believed that there were two distinct polar bear subspecies, one in North America and another in Siberia, but this notion has been disproven. Mating among polar bears typically occurs in the spring, a season characterized by intense competition among males for mating opportunities. Following this, females focus on feeding during the summer to gain substantial weight, often over 400 pounds, to prepare for hibernation. Cubs are typically born between November and February, weighing around 2 pounds at birth. These tiny bears remain in the den with their mothers during the critical early weeks of life, where they grow and develop in a safe environment. As spring arrives, they leave the den weighing between 20 and 35 pounds, a significant increase that marks their rapid growth in a short period. Polar bear cubs stay with their mothers for 2 to 3 years, during which they learn essential survival skills. This nurturing period is crucial as they develop the abilities needed for independent life in the harsh Arctic environment. They generally do not begin breeding until they reach the age of 5 or 6, allowing time for proper growth and maturation. Unfortunately, polar bears are currently classified as vulnerable, with their habitat increasingly threatened by climate change. The melting ice caps pose a significant risk to their hunting grounds and overall survival, making conservation efforts more critical than ever. Grizzly bears are hybrids of polar and brown bears, particularly around Hudson Bay in Canada. While there are rumors that hybrid polar bears exist due to the loss of habitat, it's important to note that despite significant ice melting in the polar regions over the last 20 years, this remains largely a myth. Other bears that aren't very well known are the Ursus americanus vancouveri, is a black bear subspecies from Vancouver Island, recognized for its darker fur. The Gobi bear, or Mazalai, is one of the rarest bears with fewer than 40 individuals left. The Atlas bear, once native to North Africa, is extinct, highlighting the impact of habitat loss and hunting. And that was today's video. Thanks for watching. If you know of any other species or subspecies, or know of any of these bears, leave them in the comments. And if you like wildcats, I'm sure you'll like this video too. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video and Zoo Turtle.